We've had a tremendous amount of earthquake activity today in the area of Port Blair in Sumatra. This is where we had the 2004 9.1 magnitude earthquake. Let's take a look at that because we've had a 6.1, 5.7 aftershocks, 5.1 aftershocks, and it's a tremendous amount of activity. Let's see what's going on there. This is our area. This is a 6.1 that we talked about, and we've had a tremendous amount of activity, as you can see. This is the same exact area. Something is going on there. This is the past hour, 5.7. Let's pull out, and you can see where we are. Okay, the Nicobar Island and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This is where we had our Sumatra, Indonesia, the Sumatra earthquake of 2004. Where we had our 9.1 earthquake, the Sumatra quake, the unleashing of the tsunami, and this is what it looked like, 2004 and 2005, Sumatra. The disastrous earthquake that struck Sumatra, the island in western Indonesia, the two earthquakes, both among the biggest on record, struck months apart along the same fault, and yet the first quake produced the deadliest tsunami in modern history. The second quake, tsunami, was far less dramatic. So this is it, the December 26th Boxing Day earthquake of 2004, 9.1 magnitude undersea earthquake in Sumatra. This is where we're having the exact same earthquakes now. Okay, this is it right there, Andaman Sea right there. This is our area. And let's go to our tectonic summary. Very few people have, from what I see, only 3 people have reported it to USGS. Of course, it doesn't mean that they didn't feel it. This is it, the seismotectonics. The plate boundary southwest of Sumatra, part of the long tectonic collision zone extending over 8,000 kilometers from Papua New Guinea in the east to the Himalayas in the west. The Sumatra Andaman portion of the collision zone forms the subduction zone. This is where we are, in this area here. Subduction zone megathrust plate boundary, the Sunda-Java Trench, which accommodates convergence between the Indo-Australian and Sunda plates. This convergence is responsible for the intense seismicity and volcanism in Sumatra. The Sumatra Fault, a major transform structure that bisects Sumatra, accommodates the northwest increasing lateral component of relative plate motion. The Indo-Australia Sunda plates is rapid, decreasing from about 63 millimeters a year. That's how fast it's going, very fast. It moves very fast. To 44 millimeters per year north of Andaman Islands. That's where we are today. This is where we've had our quakes, the Andaman Sea, Andaman Islands. Okay, and so going back to this, as a result of the rotation relative motion along the strike of the arc and the interaction of the multiple tectonic plates, several interrelated tectonic elements compose the Sumatra Andaman plate boundary. Most strain accumulation and release occurs along the Sunda megathrust of the main subduction zone, where lithosphere and the subducting Indo-Australian plate is in contact with the overlying Sunda plate down to depths of 60 kilometers. Okay, but we're going to go into the other earthquake that we had, which is pretty big right here, Papua New Guinea, and that was again about 80 kilometers depth. Okay, that was at 2:50 UTC, and going back to this was, what time was that? Okay, this one was about many hours later, but you can see that sometimes these arcs, they're connected in their seismicity. I mean, the pressure sometimes is released somewhere, and then along the arc you get a couple of hours later. And that's what we had seen in last year's earthquakes, when we had the, let's pull in again here, okay, on the west coast, when we had the Bella Bella earthquake north of Vancouver Island on July 3rd. July 4th, about 13 hours later, we had the 6.4 magnitude earthquake in Ridgecrest, which was the foreshock to the 7.1. And that happened again in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. This earthquake last year, the Bella Bella earthquake north of Vancouver Island, Canada, was like a 6.2 magnitude, and then the pressure hit down in Ridgecrest. But in 2015, they had another magnitude 6.2 Bella Bella, but that one took about a day to hit in Ridgecrest. That was not big, though. That was about 3.5. Sometimes you see that the pressure does hit, and we know that that's on the Walker Lane fault system that pushes up against the Cascadia Arc, and that's where Vancouver Island is, Cascadia Arc. So this is where we have here. This one we're going to take a look at next, the 7.0, Papua New Guinea. But in the meantime, this is, as we saw before, I said before, a very, very fast-moving subduction area. Okay, and a lot of this deformation, recent April 2012 earthquake sequence, including April 11 of magnitude 8.6 and 8.2 strikes of events and their subsequent aftershocks, of course. So you can see how big those earthquakes are. They're very big. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.